And today we're going to talk about the history of PlayStation.
What about the history of Sega? You know what, man? It's about time, man. Take off the hat, bro. For real. You changed the shirt. You changed the gaming chair. Now I think it's about time you change the hat, man. When is the last time you've ever talked about the Sega Dreamcast, man? Come on, bro. What about the history of Sega? Really?
But not just the PS5 or the PS1.
Oh, here we
PS2.
go. Let me put my controller. Hey, guys. I gotta let you know that I got the PS1 with the cord attached. He really thought it was wireless. It's dangling all around his hand, man. Out here looking like a psychopathic serial killer that eats frosted flakes and fruity pebbles.
We're going to actually talk about all of it.
God, bro.
The entire 30-year lineage of the PlayStation, because there have been...
man, if only we could have got this for Sega, man. It kind of hurt my heart that you don't talk about the Dreamcast the same way you talk about PlayStation. I think it's official. I think you need to change that hat off your head and become a true bona fide PlayStation pony fan.
A lot of very, very good games that have come out in the past, and I want to kind of
none of these games exist now.
Right, and do the impossible and rank them from best to worst. I can definitely take an objective step back and say that I know they're good games, but I always thought that Angry Kratos was never a particularly exciting kicker.
Uh-oh. There we go, man. That's the reason as to why the reboot games is trash. And what's even more funny about that, the original God of War actually has a better story than what you're getting with the reboot. See, this is why it's so funny, right? You know, remember when I told you guys about this argument about the masculinity in gaming? Well, that game is pretty masculine, and look at this dude complaining about it. He'd rather play God of Dad Simulator. Hey, boy, don't hurt that deer, boy. You see? You people don't even know what you want, man. You know, you want feminine games, manly games. Make up your minds at this point. What's even more crazy, you got Final Fantasy games here as Sony exclusives. Now, I do understand that these games dropped on the PlayStation 2, but what gave you the right to put these games as PlayStation exclusives, knowing that these games are available on multiple devices, especially Final Fantasy 10 and 7? Like, come on, man. These are not games that Sony made, bro. Like, I get the Little Big Planet, the Killzone. Yeah, these games. But come on, man. You was out here adding third-party titles.
Like, to me,
even Kingdom Hearts.
Like, sputtering over my words, afraid about how mad people are going to get in the comment section. I'm going to give it a C.
Wow.
I'm going to give God of War 2 a B. I'm going to give God of War.
I actually like both of them, to be honest. I feel like they both provide two different, they're very similar experiences, but they provide their gameplay a little differently. I personally put God of War 1 and 2 in the same pedestal, but like I said, man, he's not a real God of War fan, bro. Now I'm questioning if he even likes games like Devil May Cry, which is even more funny because you actually like the Final Fantasy, which happens to be a fake alleged hack and slash, but then you have a problem with a game that's actually a hack and slash. Okay, make that make sense.
3. A B.
Wow.
Now, when we start to get into the weird games, the spin-offs.
Hold on. Now you don't know. See, just like I'm a Gears of War fan, I'm also a God of War fan as well. If you people didn't notice that. These are not spin-offs. These games are actually connected to the story. See, this is my problem with the whole term spin-off, is that you guys use this like it's like they're like, oh, Resident Evil Outbreak, that game is a spin-off. They're not connected to the story. Yes, it is. You're just playing as the townspeople of the Outbreak. You get what I'm saying? That's why it's called Resident. Oh, wow, no pun intended. That's why it's called Resident Evil Outbreak. But since you ain't playing with Leon Kennedy and Claire and Chris Redfield, they think the games ain't connected in some ways. You get what I'm saying? All these games are connected to the story of God of War, Ghost of Sparta, and Chain of Olympus. These explain all the reasons how he got his blades. Like, bro, how do you people call these games spin-offs? They connect to the game, the main games that you play. These are not spin-offs, bro.
He hates it. These box arts are kind of cut off because these are PSP games, so they're in a
what? God of War Ascension is a PSP game?
Weird way. This is Ghost of Sparta, this is Chains of Olympus, and this is Ascension. All of these games are very hated.
No, I actually played Ascension, I think like 2 years ago. It's actually quite fun. And the multiplayer was actually very underrated in my personal opinion. I thought it was actually a great game, But like I said, man, what do you expect from people complaining about, oh, Kratos being this so-called masculine man? You know, I mean, that's something that we're kind of lacking nowadays, and now you guys are hating on it. See, that's what I'm saying. You guys are a bunch of hypocrites. You want these so-called emotional masculine characters, but then you can't. And the funny thing is, y'all don't even realize, man, that game, you know. See, I'm gonna explain something, right? Just like how Zeus was afraid of his son overthrowing him, I think you're gonna see a very similar take with Kratos in the new God of Wars. I already know the ending of the game. Atreus is gonna have to make the decision of betraying, what is it? What's the guy in Norse mythology? Thor? Is it Thor or whatever? Thor or his father? Because you got to remember, he's connected to both worlds. And Atreus is very powerful if you look at actual Norse mythology. God of War Ragnarok, after Baldur died, that's how, like, the games are predictable. See, at least with the old God of Wars, they took Greek mythology and made it their own twist with Pandora Box and how you can kill a god. It was interesting, right? You know, like I said, they took Greek mythology and they created their own really fantasy world. But unfortunately, with the new reboots, all they're doing is taking Norse and inserting Kratos and having Kratos do the things that are happening in this world. And essentially, Atreus, which is his son, I'm telling you, I already know Atreus is going to have to choose between his father, right, which comes from a different universe, or the Norse gods because of what Kratos is doing in this world, just like he destroyed all the other gods in his. Do you get what I'm saying? Like I said, very interesting take. Like, I'm just not a fan of God of War's gameplay, and I don't like their storytelling and their writing. I do think the writing could be better. But God of War, the trilogy series, and even these so-called spin-offs, you want to call them, they're not spin-offs, bro. They're connected to every part of the God of War universe. They even go as far to explain who Kratos' brother is.
These were actually some of the first...
and you don't even remember, like, how he sold his soul to Ares and how he became the... Bro, like, what? Like, where? You guys acting like there's no emotion because he ain't on his knees crying, oh, hey, boy, hey, he don't know how to hurt the dear boy. You know what I mean? You guys have the wrong take of emotions, man. That just shows you how strong of a character Kratos was, how he was able to tolerate all that. You know what I'm saying? Being half human and half god. Bro, there's even an interesting scene with him in God of War 3 with Hercules when he's telling him, you was all, I don't want to spoil the game for people that haven't played it, you was always Zeus's favorite. And Kratos is like, Zeus has no favorites because he understands what Zeus did to him. You feel me? Like, I don't want to spoil the game, like, because I really love God of War, bro. Like, it's so funny. You guys call me an Xbox fanboy, but I guess I like games that have war in it. Gears of War and God of War. These are two of some of my favorite franchises.
Games I ever beat in the God of War franchise because I was super obsessed with the PSP. At the time, I was going to and from work. I was working at Target, and I ride on the bus an hour to work and an hour from work every day. So I played a lot of PSP. Now, I know what you're saying. Didn't the PSP only have like a 3-hour battery life? Yeah, so I would literally run my PSP dead every single day. Let's go and give... I'm going to put those on... I'm going to give these a C.
See? Wow, you're going to put Ghost of Sparta at a C?
A lot of people would give them an F.
Wow. Are you serious? He would give these God of War games an F, bro.
Really? I'm giving them a C because I have a soft spot for them, but...
Wow, you would rather give the... Bro, I'm telling you, like, the disrespect, bro, and I guarantee he's going to put the reboot trash series at the top, bro. You're not a real God of War fan, man. Like, I bet you don't even know nothing about the story. Like, I'm actually explaining, and anybody that has followed the game will say, yo, Gamester, you're hitting it out of the park with this one. You clearly know it. I can tell you played these games, man. You feel me? Like, dude, like, you have no appreciation for the game because you think, oh, Kratos is masculine, he's out here slaying all these beasts and stuff. But, bro... He's still, bro, you don't know what happened to his family. I'm just going to say certain things. You don't know any of these things. You don't know what he's done, how he sold his soul to Hades. I'll go with the first, how he sold his soul to Hades, right? Because he was in a bad situation, and that's how he got the blades around his arm. He gave his own life, including his family, bro. How is that not emotion? It's so funny that you guys would have said, oh, he's not emotion because he ain't on his knees crying. But that's, to me, sound like there's a lot of emotion going on, right? I mean, you got Kratos falling off buildings. Olympus has failed me. Bro, man, y'all want to sit there and say that ain't no deep stuff, man. Well, man, what's wrong with you people?
Can acknowledge the fact that they're not the smoothest experiences. They're much more for God of War fans. Okay, what do we got here? God of War 2018 and God of War Ragnarok.
Where you putting that garbage at?
I have reviewed both these games. I gave both these games a 10 out of 10.
Oh, we already know where those games are going, guys.
they were the games that kind of won me over to.
Those are the games that lost me.
An entire franchise. I started to go, okay, Kratos does have a good story to tell.
You talking? See, bro, it's the disrespect, bro. Like, it's like you guys don't understand the story of God of War, the original series, bro. You guys automatically assume that it was just a guy going around slaying. That's not true, bro. His Zeus betrayed him. You get what I'm saying? Like, I like it. Y'all getting to the point where I'm about to spoil this whole game, man. Because y'all really irritating me with this, talking about how this garbage reboot has a better story than the original series. The original series is actually unique. They take Greek mythology and they add their own twist to it. But with the reboot series, all they do is take Norse mythology and put Kratos in it. That's all they did. It's so funny. I was in parties on PlayStation and I'm like, yo, watch the next sequel be called God of War Ragnarok. And people's like, why you say that? Like, people thought I was like, reading the future like That's So Raven. I said, watch. He said, why? I said, because I looked at Norse mythology and it said in Norse mythology that when Baldur dies, it's going to create a what, guys? Look it up. If you don't believe me, look it up. It's going to create a Ragnarok. And what is the name of God of War? Well, you already know, of their latest game. God of War, what, guys? Ragnarok. I already knew the name of the game before it even came out, bro. People was laughing, talking about, oh man, you called it game, because the writing of the story, all they did was took Norse mythology and inserted Kratos. They didn't add nothing unique to it. They didn't add their own twist. The story is so predictable at this point. Like, I'm telling you, I already know the ending of God of War, whatever they decide to call it. It's going to be a battle between Atreus and his father, just like the battle, which is an interesting take, mind you. Because now Kratos is going to see it from the lens of his own father, which happens to be Zeus. So I get the premise. I get it. To me, it's kind of cool. But the writing in these two god-awful reboots is trash, bro. I should make a video going, like, because this dude under my name, Mayo, whatever, he made videos on this, but he didn't do a very good job at explaining that. If you guys will like that, I will make that in a separate video because I think it would be more interesting for that. But like I said, bro, the disrespect for this franchise, bro, like, you was clearly the reason as to why this game is as garbage as it is, bro. Because you like your little daddy similar. You wish your daddy treated you like that. Is that what it is? Because at the end of the day, I prefer to have my manly and masculine games with no emotions.
I'm going to put this...
Yep, here we go. S tier.
And I'm going to give Ragnarok an S+. Wow. My gosh, do I love that game.
Garbage, predictable story, trash. And I'm telling you, the ending of the new God of War is going to be where Atreus has to choose between his father and the better half of the Norse gods. Because, and like I said, this is a very interesting take, and that's kind of where they should head with the game. And Zeus is going to see it from his own lens. Remember when Kratos, I'm going to spoil it. Remember when Kratos was going against his father? And they talked about the thoughts of Zeus. He was afraid that Kratos was going to overtake him, which ended up happening. Now look at it. Now Kratos is going to have to grow his own child and see that his son's going to probably more likely do the same to him. And that will probably be the end of the God of War franchise. Okay? Like I said, bro, the story is so predictable.
Oh, Ghost of Tsushima. That's an S+.
Bro, so you see, you only like the new PlayStation games, I've noticed. You don't care about the old ones, bro. You call yourself a PlayStation fan, but you don't, it seems I can tell, bro. Y'all like, oh, how you tell? He started with PS3, bro. You didn't start with no PlayStation 1, bro. Cut it out, bro. You did not start with no PS1 or no PS2, bro, because you're not a fan of these games, man. Because I can tell by the way he's rating these games. You're giving the S tiers to all the newer PlayStation titles, but you're not giving these S tiers for the classics. You have no appreciation for the classics. You are what we call a modern new age fan. You are a new age gamer, bro. Like, I wouldn't go as far to say that. I think he do have some history. But I'm like, his mindset, though. You have the mindset of a new age gamer, bro.
I platinumed that. Oh, my God. I put so many hours into Ghost of Tsushima.
Look at this, man. This dude is out here adding Final Fantasy, 2 Final Fantasies at that. Oh, one being the remake. Oh, okay. He got some justice. Why you got Silent Hill here, bro? Silent Hill's not even exclusive. On top of Silent Hill 2 dropped on the Xbox. Huh? You got me confused here, bro. Silent Hill 2 and 3, including, I think, Silent Hill 4, also came to the Xbox. How are you going to add a list? Now, I understand that these are PlayStation versions of the game, but how are you going to add these as you said PlayStation exclusives. Is exactly in the video. Every PlayStation exclusive when these games ain't exclusive. That to me don't make no sense. But okay, you got Final Fantasy VII, you got the remake under it, you got Final Fantasy IX, which I do think is underrated. I don't think it's S tier, but it's definitely underrated. Demon Souls, that's a little too high, bro. I'm gonna be honest. I'll put that as a B. Nothing too special about the original Demon Souls, in my personal opinion. Yeah. Let me see. Final Fantasy VIII. Actually, Final Fantasy VIII is actually better in a lot of ways than 7, but that's, like I said, conversation for another video. I know people's like, it's an opinion game, so come on. I get it's an opinion piece, but you gotta be consistent with what you're doing. Final Fantasies and Silent Hill 2 should not be here.
Warhawk remake or for PlayStation 3, I'm gonna put both of those at A tier. No, you know what? I really don't like the original Warhawk that much. I'm gonna put that one at B.
Wow.
Oh man,
I would put that at a C, considering that you said you didn't like it, bro. You even got Klonoa here, bro. These ain't exclusives, bruh. You got Klonoa, Dead or Alive. Dead or Alive came out on the bro. How do you call yourself a Sega fan and don't realize that Dead or Alive also came out on the Sega Saturn? You are out here using third-party games, man, and using them as the best PlayStation exclusives.
We're coming down to the end here.
Pac-Man World is not an exclusive, bro.
Oh, let's do all the Uncharted games. Uncharted 1, I feel like does not control the best. Uncharted 2, obviously the best game of all time. Or this is Golden Circle. Golden Abyss.
It's Golden Abyss.
Golden Abyss is the PlayStation Vita one.
You didn't play these games.
Uncharted 2 is S+, and I don't think there's...
Nah, I would go... Uncharted 2 definitely was impactful for PlayStation. I'd probably put that around S, you know what I'm saying, when the game came out. But really because of the multiplayer. The multiplayer was incredible in that game. And then I'd probably put Uncharted 3 probably at B.
The single person in the universe who would try and deny that. Uncharted 3 obviously was a tiny step down. I'm going to give that one a B.
Okay. Got one agreement.
Uncharted 4 was fun. Uncharted 3 was fun, but Uncharted 4 is absolutely perfection.
Nah, I'd probably put that probably A. I think A. You know what I mean? It was a good game, but I'd probably put it at A.
I love Uncharted 4. I've beaten all the Uncharteds. I had the Uncharted collection, just like everybody else does, of course. And then Lost Legacy, which was a much shorter but still incredibly good game. Games made so much money.
Look at all these PlayStation games, man. And have we seen any release of any of these games as of recently? We haven't.
PlayStation's ability to make stuff and then abandon it is just...
the same thing that you blame Microsoft for doing?
In the record book of wasting the most money or choosing to earn the least amount of money.
Oh, that's funny, considering that you always make that argument with Xbox. And like I've said before, a lot of these franchises don't even exist anymore, man. I'm a huge fan of a lot of these games. Killzone 3, I wouldn't put a Killzone 3 at S tier. I'd probably put it at S. I did love Killzone 2 and 3 too. Those were really good games. He's adding Crash Bandicoot games. You know, these games are owned by Microsoft now, and they're not exclusive. They never was. Crash Team Racing, these games are not exclusive. Python Filter, yes, you can put those there. Where's Logan Shadow for the PSP? I would put that up around S tier. That was actually quite a good game. Really, Final Fantasy Zodiac Age, bro, that is not an exclusive. You got a lot of games that ain't actually exclusive here. Spiral, these are not exclusives. These are not exclusives, bro.
All right. Last of Us 1, S+.
Nah.
Last of Us 2, I'm going to put as a C.
I would, nah. All because Joel, man, he got Kingdom Hearts 1 at C tier? Bro, this list is trash, bro. Bro, look at what he got at C tier. Bro, Lair, yeah, I'll probably put that at D. Crash Bash is, actually, I'll put that at C. It's actually a pretty decent party game. Let me see. Kingdom Hearts, bro, you really put that game at a C tier, bro. I would go as far. The games that need to be uplifted here is God of War Ascensions, Ghost of Sparta, Chain of Olympus, Kingdom Hearts. You know what I mean? Days Gone could kind of be more of a B tier, but it's at C. Okay, Heavy Rain, yeah, Heavy Rain's kind of C tier. But when it came out, I probably would have said B, but as of right now, C. You know what I mean? Astro's Playroom, really? You put that at a C tier? Okay, I wouldn't do that either. Little Big Planet Karting, yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, I mean, yeah, those other games need to be boosted up. Like, how are you going to disrespect? Kingdom Hearts 1 is very good, bro. I actually prefer it over the sequel. I think Kingdom Hearts 1 actually feels like an RPG, and it's actually difficult. You feel me? 2 feels more like a lot of the modern Final Fantasy we see.
I feel like the gameplay, the combat, the AI, I feel like the graphics
Wow.
engines and stuff lack activity to it that absolutely
I just
work.
feel like for somebody to have to to do these types of things, you have to be able to break down games. You got to be analytic. You see how I can just break down games for y'all? That shows you that I have a inherent knowledge about video games. You feel me? No video game could stop me. The only thing that could stop me is not me wanting to not play it. But you have to break down these games. You sit there and talk about how these games is bad, they trash or whatever, but you can't break down as to why they trash. You can't analyze and tell people so they can understand and sympathize with why you don't like the same games they don't like.
The Order 1886.
I'm putting that at a D.
I don't like that game very much, but I also can't.
You're gonna put that game up there with God of War, Ghost of Sparta.
I know it's one of those games that people wish.
Bro, like I said, man, hopefully you guys enjoy this video, bro. This man is one of the biggest classic PlayStation haters that I've ever seen. And on top of that, like I said, bro, I noticed this about a lot of PlayStation fans, man. You don't see people, and I'm gonna be honest with y'all, you don't see Nintendo gamers hating on, some. I've seen a few, but a lot of them are the new age gamer. You don't see a lot of Nintendo fans hating on their classic games. You don't see Xbox people hating on their classic games. You don't see it. Have you noticed that, guys? You never see an X. I mean, and if there is one, let me know who they are. But you've never seen a classic Xbox fan talk about, they always say, oh, remember Brute Force? You remember these games? Oh, yeah, man, that blinks the tires. They always hear some form of excitement when you hear about what these Xbox and Nintendo dudes say. But you hear these Sony dudes, they always talk poorly about their old PlayStation exclusive. Have you noticed that? They always do it. I'm telling you. Porter Rock is one of the biggest examples of him doing that. Always bashing the classic. He said he grew up playing them, but then he's always bashing the classic gaming of Sony because he prefers what's more preferable to him is the new age PlayStation games where the games essentially play for themselves. He always wants to bring up Sega Genesis, but we know he weren't beating those Sega Genesis games. They're too difficult.
We got a sequel to because it had so much unfulfilled potential.
All right, bro. We out of here. Peace out.